Hey guys, today I'm going to show you this advanced ear candy trick that every producer must know. This trick is literally insane, and it involves using an LFO to add tons and tons of movement to your drops. And adding movement to your drops just adds so much excitement to your song, and if you can really nail the trick that I'm about to show you, you can really develop a unique edge in your music and end up doing some crazy creative things to not just your drop, but every element of your song. So make sure you follow along till the end of this video, and I guarantee that if you do that, your music production game will increase by at least 20%. And not only that, but you're going to want to follow along for the end of this video because I'll tell you how to get a bunch of free samples that I use in a bunch of these videos. So let's jump into it. Super fun. It's like so exciting. So anyway, I turned off one plugin and now the drop actually sounds like this. No more movement. So how do we go from this to this? Well, we're using an LFO to add a bunch of different types of wobbles all throughout this drop. And this is more than just sticking an LFO or sidechaining plugin like Nicky Romero's Kickstart on the group of all these instruments to add one consistent duck. If we take some automation, a couple different types of automation, and automate different types of wobbles all the way throughout the drop, we can actually get a seriously cool effect. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm actually going to do this from scratch. Here's a list of plugins that you could use to do this. You could use XFER's LFO tool, Volume Shaperbox, which is my favorite, Nicky Romero's Kickstart, or Dodge 2, I think. I think you could use Dodge 2 for that, or Dodge Pro. I'm going to use Nicky Romero's Kickstart because I think most of you have it. This wouldn't be my first plugin of choice because you can't draw the LFO, but it'll work for what we're doing in this video. So I'm just going to load this up here, and you could hear that I just have it on all of my instruments. So you're going to want to add all of your basses, chords, leads, effects, and atmospheres all into a group like this. And then you're going to want to put this sidechaining plugin on that group head. So I have my chords, a couple of harmonic atmospheres, my leads, and all of my basses. Actually, all of my leads here. And then my basses were here, but doesn't matter. And then you're just going to want to squeeze them into an LFO. So once you get your LFO on there, you got a nice duck, which is cool, but we want to take it a step farther. So what we want to do is automate the loop length on different parts of this drop. So what I'm going to do is just take loop length, that automation parameter, and I'm going to do a very fast wobble for where the melody is actually pretty fast. I got the best result doing it that way. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is do a slower wobble for this long chord right here. And where the melody goes wah wah wah, I'm going to do another fast wobble right there. So you can see my melody starts out right here. So I'm just going to drag this line to that first note and go back down that. And then we're going to go back up right here. I don't know why I need my hand to like pace for me. So I'm gonna go back up to 1/4 note here, and then I'm actually gonna go slower over here at the end. And so when you add different variations on the loop length, it just makes the wobble less flat and more exciting because you really don't know what's going to happen. So that was step one. Now there's another thing that I like to do, and this one just adds like the craziest uniqueness. Like this is like, if you do this, you're really like, you're pushing the advanced envelope now. But what we're going to do is we're going to automate this mix knob. And so I'm going to make the mix less tight on these slower paced wobbles. So then we get a really tight wobble on the first part and then a loose wobble on the second part. Here it's like not as tight, whereas if we had this, it's still cool, but this adds more variation on the overall dynamics of the drop. So if I have a tight wobble for when the wobbles are really fast, and then a loose wobble for when the wobbles are really slow, you get a really, really sick sound. Like, this is some cool stuff. I wish somebody taught me this when I was learning. It's just such an incredible sound when you do that. So I'm gonna take this now and just copy and paste it to the second half of the drop. And now I want you to pay attention to all of the different drop dynamics that you just heard. Boom! If you guys would like to learn more about every element of music production, come join me in my EDM Bootcamp. I have a link for that at the top of the description below. The EDM Bootcamp is not just a self-paced course, but it's an entire back-end mastermind where you can ask me any question you would like and share your tracks for unlimited feedback from me, my team, and the rest of the EDM Bootcamp members. If that sounds like something you're into, there's a link at the top of the description below. And stay tuned for next video.